We'll open the floor for questions now.
Rory, you fought in the biggest promotions, Bellator, UFC. How do you compare the level here at PFL? A lot of veterans that they signed have already did not make it to the playoffs. You've obviously prevailed. Compared to the biggest organizations that you fought in, how have you found the level at PFL?
Well, I think I'm facing the upper echelon of the sport in Ray Cooper, and on the other side of the bracket as well with Magomed and Sadabusi. In my mind, these guys are at the highest level in the sport and any promotion. So I feel like I'm competing at the same level as when I was in UFC, fighting for the title there, and in Bellator also.
Yeah, and obviously Ray Cooper was the last champion, the 2019 champion. Do you feel like you're fighting the best welterweight in PFL here?
No, I think I am.
And for Ray, obviously this is a big fight, but you've beaten a lot of tough guys. I mean, you have two wins over the legend Jake Shields. Do you feel like this is your biggest fighter, or do you feel like you've been here and you've already faced this sort of caliber of fighter?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just another fight. He's just in my way to get into the title match, and that's all I'm thinking about. He's just another fighter.
Yeah, for Rory, you lost the controversial decision last time. Do you feel this time around you have a sense of urgency to finish the fight early and not let it go to the judges, or you're just going to go through your normal game plan?
I'm not gonna change anything. The sport has a lot of bad decisions often in it, but I can't let that change the way I fight and make irrational decisions and make me nervous to go and do something I normally wouldn't. So I'm just going to do my normal thing and go for the finish, but fight smart also.
For Ray, yeah, Ray Cooper, you sitting there, you're seeing Rory say that he's the best welterweight, and you have stated in the past that you have faced off against better fighters than he has. What gives you that confidence to feel that no matter what his record says, you are the best right now?
Yeah, I just think I'm the best, and I believe in my abilities, and I believe in my skills, and I don't know. I just believe that I can beat anybody, and he's no different.
And Clay, we see you right there with the shades on, knowing that everyone's been always ducking you and underlooking you. This tournament, you kept proving everyone wrong time and time again. So right now, the moment you're here, how confident are you that one more win will take you to the big thing that you've been searching for?
I'm extremely confident. I put in the work. I put in the time. I'm 2-0 so far in the season, and I plan on keeping that rolling and getting to that PFL championship fight.
Darnell Giovanni with MMA Island. This is questions for Rosh. Do you feel that the Anthony Pettis victory was the biggest of your career?
Yes, I felt until now was the biggest win of my career, but I'm always concerned for my next fight. So right now, the biggest fight is against Clay, so he's the biggest win I'm gonna have.
And for Alex Martinez, do you feel that you missed that opportunity not being able to fight Anthony Pettis when you're supposed to?
I don't take it personal. This sport is not personal for me. It's I focus on myself only. I don't focus on fighters. So of course, fighting Anthony Pettis was a great chance and opportunity to put myself out there and show the world what I'm capable of. But at the same time, it didn't happen. It wasn't my fault. I did everything right, and it is what it is. Happened what happened. I'm ready for the next opponent, and now my opponent is Logan Rajabov, and that's what I'm looking forward.
And for Clay, you come from the boxing world as well. Would it be more important to you getting this title now with the $1 million prize, or getting that boxing championship one day, or both?
Mixed martial arts is my first love, and what I would rather win a belt in. if I decide to go back over to boxing and that ends up happening as well, then more power to me. But right now, mixed martial arts is the goal and the end goal.
And last question for Ray Cooper. Do you feel that less pressure not having to gain points to move on to that next round and having to get that finish?
Yeah. I go for the finish every single fight. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Thank
you. Okay, from Zoom, Curtis Calhoun, please.
Hi, this is Curtis Calhoun with Low Kick MMA. My question is for Sadibou C. Sadibou, what was your reaction when you found out that Joao Zeffirino had to pull out of the playoffs? And just kind of talk about how excited you are for this opportunity.
Yeah, it was. My first reaction was I was so happy. I was so stoked. I was still gonna fight at this event, but fighting in the tournament in the semifinals, it felt amazing to get that opportunity. And at the same time, I felt sorry for Zeffirino. I know he put on a lot of work to put himself in the position that he did. So I actually texted him and wished him a speedy recovery. But I'm here, and I believe that I was supposed to be here. Everything happens for a reason. So I'm very, very happy to be here.
Thanks, Sadibou. Appreciate it.
Dylan Volker from Zoom, please.
Hey there. My question here is for Rory. I'm just curious because, this is a fight that's finally coming to fruition. Someone who's been well regarded in the PFL on an elite level, even, before you signed with the promotion. So can you kind of talk about that, just this one finally coming to fruition and this guy presumably having been on your radar for quite a while now?
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, when I first signed with PFL, I don't even know how long ago it was, but it feels like forever. This fight was always kind of in the back of my mind. My first time watching PFL live, Ray won that season. That was the championship final, and he won that fight. And ever since then, I had a feeling that we would cross paths at some point in my first season with PFL, and here we are, and I'm looking forward to it.
And just as a quick follow-up, if I could, because I had spoken to Ong Law on Song, and he was talking about the camaraderie at Sanford MMA, like in terms of there being almost like a Bible study in a way, like people talking about their problems and, things of that nature, like a level of catharsis. Is that something you're a part of at all with Sanford? And if you are, can you kind of expand upon that a little bit?
Yeah, they have a Bible study every Monday. Nate Marquardt is a pastor, and he does a Bible study group. I haven't been to it, but Ong has invited me. So at some point, I'm sure I'll walk in there and take part in what they're doing.
Thanks so much for the time, man.
Zachary Grady from Zoom, please.
Thank you very much. Zachary Grady, USA Today. My question is for Magomed. Magomed, there's been questions to Rory, to Ray, to almost everyone else here, but yet you're the highest favorite on the card, even at the 4 seed. What's your thoughts and what's your mindset coming into camp, coming under the radar where all the hype is on the other fighters in your division?
Магомед, вопрос вам. Вопрос, вы пропустили первый бой, потом вы подсоединились, сейчас вы очень хорошо выступаете, какой у вас настрой, где вы ментально вообще находитесь, готовы ли вы взять этот титул?
Да, я готов стать чемпионом, я готов физически, ментально, у меня все хорошо, настрой быть только чемпионом.
I'm completely ready. Everything is fine with me, whether it's mentally or physically. I'm prepared. The prep went pretty well, and I'm ready to take this title.
Tariq from Zoom, please.
Question for Sadibou. This is Tariq from the Havoc Hour. So you've been to the playoffs already before. Now you're stepping in here with one fight to go to the title fight. But now you're stepping in against a guy in Magomed who seemingly no one's really had the answers for. What's preparation been like for this fight now that you had this one?
Yeah, I made it for the playoffs every time, I'm supposed to be here. And the simplest way to answer that question is he hasn't fought me. He hasn't fought anyone with my style and creating that problem that I will do. So I believe that styles makes fights, and I have the right style to beat him.
Thanks.
Jim Barcelone from Zoom.
Yeah, thank you. Rory, Jim Barcelone with Miami Herald. I'm just curious, what has it been like for you joining Sanford MMA? How have you grown as a fighter? And also having this big event in South Florida, now your new home.
Yeah, my time with Sanford has been excellent. I've been with them since February. I moved down here because of the lockdowns in my country of Canada, and it's been great. They've been a great team for me, and they've pushed me hard. I love the environment. I like the style that they approach the fight game to, and I've been able to improve as a fighter. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. And being able to fight where I'm training and living right now, it's just one less thing to do, get on an airplane and all that stuff. So it's nice to be fighting here.
My name is Nicholas Gardella, and I'm from Full Sail University. And I have a question for Raush. I was wondering what your favorite part of Fight Week is.
Favorite part of fight week is when the waiting is over and I can start eating again. For sure.
Thank you.
Harry Mack from Zoom.
Hey, Harry Mack from the Bookie's Basement. I have a question for Ray. So, Ray, as the defending champ, are you surprised at all that both Magomed and Rory have better Vegas odds than you to win the title?
Yeah, I don't really look at that, and I don't really care for that. So yeah, no.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah, this is for Ray. You said that you wanted to fight Rory because you wanted to bench BJ Penn. How important is this fight for you to represent Hawaii?
It's just one thing for me. BJ is a big inspiration from when I was younger. And yeah, it's just a thing for me. Yeah.
Tanai from Zoom.
Hey Lloyd, this is Tanai from MMA Island. You obviously had a razor close decision loss to Alex Martinez. How is it going to go different this time?
Лойк, вопрос к вам. В прошлый раз вы когда с Алексом Мартинесом дрались, очень было близкое у вас решение, то есть спорное. Что-то это будет изменять в вашем подходе к этому бою?
Конечно, я подойду более, как можно сказать, более по-другому, но если соперник будет драться в стойке, я буду драться в стойке. Если партеры, я не буду, как в прошлый раз, попытаться как-то что-то изменить. Надо просто выигрывать. В этом разе не будет же баллов, поэтому надо просто выигрывать и попасть в финал.
I'm just going to do my thing, whether it's going to be standing up or if we're going to go down to the ground. I'm ready for either option. I'm not going to be stressing out too much like the last time. We're going to have to get any points. So my main goal is going to be just take the victory, and no matter what the strategy or the price, but that's, I know I have to finish this one.
Thank you, Lloyd. Good luck.
Спасибо большое, удачи.
I have a question for Clay. Do you feel like you're being underestimated this season by the fans?
Man, I think I've been underestimated my entire career. I have my fans and the people backing me, and those are the people I fight for, So if you're not one of those people, I just don't really care.
Thank you.
Zach Grady, Zoom.
Zach Grady again, USA Today. Just want to follow up on the question for Lloyd. You had mentioned that you are confident coming into this fight against Alexander Martinez. What have you done differently in your camp to instill this sense of confidence coming off of last fight's loss?
Лойк, опять вопрос вам. Вы уже упомянули, что вы достаточно себя уверенно чувствуете сейчас, подходя ко второму бою с Мартинесом. А в плане подготовки вашей стратегии что-то изменилось? Вы какие-то сделали определенные шаги, чтобы стратегию поменять?
Ну, почти я ничего не поменял. Просто в первом бою соперник мне не давал драться в стойке. Он каждый раз клинчевал, и потом боролись мы. И я не знаю, и это зависит от исхода боя, да. Я готов и внизу, и в стойке. Я думаю, если он будет в стойке драться, я тоже буду в стойке драться. Посмотрим. Но если получится, я финиширую. Это как гарантирую, что если даст мне такую возможность, я финиширую или в партере, или в стойке.
The last fight, I was mostly trying to do striking. I was trying to fight standing up, and looks like he was trying to take me down. But again, this time I will do my way. I want to fight to go my way, and whatever it takes for me to finish. And again, I don't want to go to decision. I'd rather have a finish.
Thank you.
My question is for Alexander. You said that you once quote saying, "I'll be wearing the belt, but not for me, but for my people." Well, saying those words, why is it so important for you to do it for your people?
Anything that I ever do, I always do, of course, for myself. But the happiness that I see in my people's eyes when I win, when I bring the victory, or when I achieve anything, it's even a greater joy for me. So when I become a champion, I think it's mostly for my people, and part of it also brings me a big joy as well. So I do it for myself in the end of the day. My people are very humble, very quiet. They never presume anything from my country, from Paraguay. And I want to give them a victory. I want to give them something to be proud of and happy for. As well as my family is very humble. We come from a very poor country into a first world country. And I want to make those fruits come to fruition, right? So those seeds come to fruition. They have been working for such a long time. So it's for my people, the reason why I do this. And that's why you see me fighting what I do. I never quit. The reason why I never quit is because I do it for my people.
This one is for Magomed. How important would it be to you to beat a guy like Rory or Ray Cooper in that next round? And how important to you would it be to win that $1 million for your family, for your life?
Вопрос Магомеду. Два вопроса. Первый. Насколько важно для вас одержать победу, если вы в следующий раунд пройдете либо над Рори, либо над Купером? То есть, насколько важна победа над одним из этих соперников? И второй вопрос. Насколько для вас важно получить этот $1 миллион? Как это важно для вас, для вашей семьи? То есть, насколько для вас важно получить эти деньги?
Да, если я выиграю здесь, я очередной раз доказываю, что я лучший в этом весе. И я себя считаю лучшим в этом весе. Конечно, до $1 миллион это не маленькие деньги, они хорошо жизнь поправят мне и моим близким.
For me, it's most important to prove that I'm still the best guy in this weight category, so the opponent is really not important. And obviously, money is good. That $1 million would really help me and my family. So, both those things matter to me.
Alex, cage side press from Zoom.
This question's for Ray, and this is Alex Behan from Cage Side Press. Rory MacDonald is notoriously hard to finish. What is it going to take for you to finish him?
I'm just going to put the pressure on him, and I'm going to punch him in his face. Plain and simple. That's it.
Thank you.
Rory, does that sound like a winning game plan?
Hey, keep it simple. It's good.
Michael Morales, Zoom.
My question is for Alex Martínez. Alex, te la voy a hacer en español. ¿Cuánto significa para ti tener la oportunidad de estar en los playoffs de PFL? No tan solo para ti, sino para toda tu gente de Paraguay y de América Latina completa que te está respaldando en estos momentos.
pesar de todo, esto es algo muy grande, claro, es una oportunidad muy grande para mí y para mi gente. Mi gente viendo que un paraguayo puede llegar hasta tan alto, no inclusive mi nación paraguaya, pero también los latinos, ¿verdad? Que venimos de unos países muy pobres, donde la gente no cree que podemos llegar muy lejos, pero yo también vine de un lugar pobre y ahora estar en esta situación de que es lo más alto del deporte. Es algo grande. Para mí esta es una gran oportunidad. Estoy muy feliz de poder estar aquí, y claro, pero al final del día no estoy, como se dice, contento aún, 100% satisfecho. Tengo que ganar ese cinturón y representar a mi país y a la gente latina en lo más alto que pueda.
Por último, y no menos importante, ¿cuál es la parte más complicada para ti de cortar peso para poder, beat the weight en esa pelea tan importante que tienes este viernes?
Soy una persona grande, entonces cada vez estoy siendo, como se dice, más viejito, ¿verdad? Ya los años están pasando y cada vez siento que estoy poniendo más músculo en el cuerpo, entonces cada vez siento que estoy pesando cada vez más y más. Ahora no sé si eso significará moverme en 1.70 en el futuro o no vamos a mantenerme en 1.55, pero cambiar mi estilo de vida.
Muchas gracias por su tiempo. Thank you very much for your time and good luck on Friday.
Muchas gracias.
And one last question for Clay Caller. You sit there next to Ray Cooper. You guys are not too different in size. Do you ever see yourself going up to welterweight, maybe going for that championship?
I think I'd have to put on a little more muscle first before I do that. But who knows what, the future holds. As I get older, I might get bigger. Who knows?
Thank you.
All right, last question here for Zoom, and let's go with MMA Locker Room, please. You're on mute.
Hey, how's it going? This is MMA Locker Room, part of Pub Sports Radio. I'm a big fan of everybody on the table right here. I just want to know, though, going into this playoffs right here, who's going to be victorious and who should I put my money on? Because I'm a bettor out there, and I want to get a nice little parlay. And that question is for Rory MacDonald.
Well, I don't know about gambling, but I think I'm going to win the tournament, so do with that as you would.
PFL does not endorse any betting advice from fighters, by the way, just officially. All right, with that, we're going to let our fighters get backstage. We have face-offs to come. We're going to bring President of Fighter Operations and Combat Sports legend Ray Cephal up here to the stage. We're going to get these guys faced off. And with that, there'll be one weigh-in and a couple of days away from semifinal matchups at welterweight and men's lightweights. And with that, we'll take one more look at our brackets. There is our welterweight playoff bracket. Rory MacDonald, Ray Cooper III in the main event. Magomed Magomedkerimov and Sada Bousi. Sada Bousi, again, stepping in on short notice for an injured Joao Zeferino, who had earned himself a #1 seed in the welterweight playoffs. Two returning champions in the welterweight division. Ray Cooper III already got a belt. Magomed Magomedkerimov already has a belt. Both of those individuals have cashed $1 million checks from the Professional Fighters League in the past. Will they do so again, or will we crown a new champion at 170 pounds? Next up will be our lightweight playoff brackets. We actually open the night of action on ESPN2 with lightweight fights. Loic Rajabov and Alexander Martinez will start things off in what is a rematch from their first regular season bout. That bout saw Alexander Martinez's hand raised, a razor-close decision victory for the young man representing Paraguay. That's the 1-4 matchup. The 2 versus 3, two individuals who already in PFL action have notched the biggest wins of their respective MMA careers. Clay Collard and Raush Manfio both had to beat Anthony Showtime Pettis to get to these playoffs. Both of them successful in that endeavor, and they'll be squaring off in our second bout on ESPN2 coming up on Friday night. Take a look at the bout order here. And more importantly, for some of you out there, the betting odds. Loic Rajabov, Clay Collard, favorites in their lightweight matchups over Alexander Martinez and Raúsh Manfio, respectively. And how about Magomed Magomedkerimov? Minus 670, the biggest betting favorite on the card for the Season 1 champion who looks to make a return to glory. In our main event, Rory MacDonald, the PFL newcomer, is a favorite over the Season 2 champion and Hawaiian power puncher Ray Cooper III. Take a quick look here at our undercard. These are some showcase bouts, non-playoff bouts coming up here on ESPN Plus Friday night. Big-time opportunities for folks to impress our president of fighter operations, Ray Sefo, and perhaps earn an opportunity to be part of a future PFL season. A couple of these individuals, Olivier Albert-Mercier, he's already part of our official PFL roster. He'll be in a showcase bout and a big-time favorite on ESPN Plus Friday night. Michael Lombardo and Elvin Espinoza, both minus 305 favorites. Those are PFL newcomers, and no odds yet on Gleison Chibao as he steps in against Micah Terrell on last-minute notice, and I do mean last minute. And with no further ado, let me introduce to you a combat sports legend in his own right, the man who puts together not only our talented PFL roster, but the bouts themselves, at least in the regular season. President of Fighter Operations, Mr. Ray Sefo. Our first bout on Friday night on this main card, a lightweight semifinal, a rematch from earlier in our PFL regular season. Fighting out of Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada, and representing Paraguay, Alexander Martinez. The number 1 seed fighting out of the red corner and representing Dushanbe, Tajikistan, Loic Rajabov. A PFL newcomer versus a Season 2 runner-up and a rematch. A trip to the PFL Season 3 Lightweight Championship on the line. Alexander Martinez, Loic Rajabov. We continue the action at 155 pounds. 2-0 in his first season under the PFL banner. Fighting out of Porto Alegre, Brazil, Raúsh Manfio. His opponent, the number 2 seed, fighting out of the red corner in Burley, Idaho, Cassius Clay Collard. A clash of striking styles with, again, a trip to the championship on the line. Raúsh Manfio, Clay Collard, our second lightweight semifinal. The number 5 seed who earns his spot because of an unfortunate injury to Joao Zeffarino, but coming off a huge victory in his own right, representing Stockholm, Sweden, Sadabu C. A third straight trip to the PFL playoffs for the Swedish Denzel Washington. The number 4 seed, the season 1 welterweight champion, fighting out of Dagestan, Russia, Magomed Magomedkerimov. Nine PFL wins, 5 PFL finishes for Magomillions. 170-pound welterweight semifinal. And our main event of the evening, a highly anticipated bout. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Rory MacDonald. Former Bellator welterweight champion, longtime UFC welterweight title contender, looking for a spot in his first PFL championship. A man who's already been to that PFL championship twice. Fighting out of Pearl City, Hawaii, Ray Cooper III. Season 1 runner-up, Season 2 champion, 21 stoppage wins, 14 knockouts. The Red King, Rory MacDonald, versus brother Ray Cooper III. The main event promises to be elite mixed martial arts on display here. Friday night, Professional Fighters League playoffs begin. One last look at our main card. ESPN2, 4 fights, simulcast on ESPN+. Whether you're watching on TV, you're streaming at home, you will not want to miss 4 semifinal fights. A trip to a $1 million PFL championship bout on the line for these incredible 8 fighters. I'm Sean O'Connell. I will be joined cage side, as always, by Randy the Natural Couture, by Kenny Florian, coming at you on Friday night from South Florida. It's Hollywood and a chance at a $1 million PFL championship. Magomillions, Sadabu C, Haush Manfio, Clay Collard, Alexander Martinez, Loic Rajabov, and the main event, Rory MacDonald and Ray Cooper III. I'll see you there.